Hey, what is up guys? My name is Stan and welcome back to another video. Now, it's the very first video of 2020 and I want to start out with a bang. So as you can see here, I've got something pretty special. This is a Founders Edition RTX 3090 that I managed to get my hands on at the very end of last year. So what I'm going to do is unbox this thing, give you my first impressions, and then I'm going to try to cram it into this mini ITX case here. So I think it'll fit, but you know, I'm also seeing that these cards are huge, so we'll find out together. Now, before you go and downvote this video or tell me that the 3090 is a terrible value, I understand, but my response to that is you really can't get 3080s or 3070s right now. And if you decide to get one on eBay, most likely they're going for like $1,200, especially the Founders Editions. So considering that, this is just a little bit above that, so it's a premium. Let's just call it a early access fee, especially with NVIDIA, right? You gotta pay to play. So this right here, this is the graphics card. Oh my goodness, it's heavy. Holy crap. This thing is, I don't think I've ever held a graphics card this heavy before. You know, this feels this honestly feels like a brick in my hands. If I were to club someone over the head with this graphics card, that would be it for them. So this design, as you probably have seen before, it's got the flow-through design with the fan pushing air back and the other fan pulling air all the way through. So initial thoughts right here, this card feels like it's made of all metal. So you've got the metal fins, here, and even the outside shroud is metal. I think the only bit of plastic on this card is actually this right here, this on the back right here. So what makes this card so unique in terms of design is that the fan is one of the biggest fans available on a graphics card, including the aftermarket big ones. This fan is about 110 millimeters, so it's almost the size of one of those 120 millimeter case fans. So you've got two of these and they run pretty quiet from what I've read online. So I guess we'll have to see that for myself. One of the main reasons why you would want to get a Founders Edition card, or especially a Founders Edition 3090, is that the cooler design is just that much more premium compared to the other 3090s and 3080s. Now that proves to be a conundrum for me because I wanted to water cool this thing, and I haven't actually made up my mind if I want to water cool the 3090 or if I just want to keep the Founders Edition shroud, because this thing looks so massively impressive that I feel like it'd be a shame to kind of remove this thing from the card. So I'm still toying with the ideas of how to best cool this thing, and I guess we'll have to see how well this cooler does. Now also in the box here, I've got some information. These are quick start guides and support guide. That's really not that important. And then I should have the 12-pin mini PCIe or whatever they call it cable to power the 3090s and 3080 Founders Edition. Now I kind of wish that this was a longer cable, kind of like a cable extension where you would be able to pull this all the way back to the back of the case or through one of the grommets. But you know, it really just doesn't look that good hanging off a short little extension here off the graphics card. So most likely you're going to be using cable extensions or those aftermarket cables for the 12-pin anyway, if you got one of these graphics cards, either from Cable Mod or whatever those companies are. So that's no big deal. Now, as for the card, trying to get this thing in the case here, this right here, this is a CaseLabs Mercury S3 mini ITX case. As you can see, it's not especially the smallest mini ITX case. It's really designed for water cooling and whatnot. Case itself is designed for 3 slots, a maximum of 3 slots, and I think this should fit because Well, we'll find out. And oh my goodness, this is this in? Let me go grab a screw real quick. Now, I haven't decided if I actually want to build in this case or if I want to put the 3090 into my desktop build that I've got on the table over there. This card, as you can see here, fits into the case just ever so slightly, makes it into the case here. It looks like I've got some cables that I need to route out of the way, just bend it out of the way and below. Could probably do that not too bad here, but that's kind of how this graphics card will look into this case. Now with the side panel on, that's what this card looks like. And judging from the looks here, man, that looks good. You got a side panel that shows off the entire card, and the entire card goes from the back of the case all the way to the front, so it fills out that space really, really nicely. Looking at how this card sits in this mini ITX case here, you can see that I've got plenty of space to the top, and especially on the Windows side here, I've got about an inch worth of space here. You can see I can get a couple fingers here, so about that much space between the wall or the window and the card. That means I get plenty of air into this fan and out the back, and the other fan as well, to be able to pull air into these fins here. And the back, it's generally pretty open, the 3 slots, to be able to get that air out of the case or the graphics card. So this case right here, I think, is a pretty good candidate for this card, especially the design of it. I got enough space. I'm not exactly sure, again, if I want to build into this case or if I will eventually just build out in that one over there. In the meantime, I do have some time to decide because the graphics card or the 3090 water block is not available yet from EK, the special edition block. So I've got about at least a month before I can get my hands on that. So I'm gonna have to run air cooling on this card for the meantime. And I'm definitely gonna be throwing it into that system, run some benchmarks versus my 1080 Ti, see that actual performance increases, and see you know, how this card does on air, do some overclocking. So if you want to see those videos, make sure to keep an eye out for them, or perhaps consider subscribing if you really like this channel. Anyway, if you like this video, make sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.